Yes. Okay, so let's try the first one.
Okay. So if it's minus a third, does that mean it's like -1/3?
Yes. Not. It's just 1/3, not minus. So that's like 1/27 to the positive a third.
So can I just do minus a third times 3/2? Do,
No.
do they want it as like a single number or something like?
Yeah, but you'd have to simplify them both first because they have different bases.
Yeah.
So you can't just like add the powers or anything.
So do I need to do minus a third times 2 and 3/2 times 3 to get 6 at the denominator?
No, so the big number is the base.
Oh,
So I would just simplify it from each one separately. So let's say 27 to the minus a third. That's 1/27 to the positive third.
okay.
And then you try simplifying that. Like, what is 27 to the power of a third?
Um, it is. Is it 3?
Yeah. And so this becomes 1/3. And then how about the other one?
Um, is that so? Is it 12? I don't know. Is it 27?
Yes.
And then do I need to just times those two together?
Yeah.
And is that um 9?
Yeah. Well done. How about B?
Okay. Um. So is that like 25/4, and then there's like a 3/2 next to the 4?
Yeah. So 25/4 to the positive 3/2.
And then do I square root 25/4 and then do to the power of 3 of that?
Yeah.
Uh, oh, on So, is 15.625.
Well, what's the square root of 25?
5.
And then, so it would be 5 over square root of 4.
2.
And so then that cubed.
So 125
Yeah.
over 8.
Yeah. And then how about the other one?
Okay, so is it 2 over 3?
Yeah. And so that's what you'd multiply it.
Okay, and then
See, I think they want an exact fraction.
is it 250 over 24?
Yeah.
Then
Yeah.
and then 125 over 12.
Yeah. I think that's as simple as I can get. Okay. Let's see. How about next? We'll skip that. How about this part A?
Okay, so is it 4?
Yeah.
Okay.
B.
So um, is that a third?
Yep.
And then um, I'm not sure for this one.
So, well, 10 to the power of what is 100?
2.
And when does it become 1 over?
Oh, will it be -2?
Yeah. How about D?
Okay, so okay, so okay, so I know that √4/9 is 2/3.
Okay. So if you were to think about it the other way, so 9 over 4 to the power of what gives you root 4 over 9?
Minus 2/3.
So it's going to be minus. And how do you get square root?
Um. Um.
So to the power of what is square root?
2.
No.
A half.
Yeah. Okay. How about E?
Okay. Do I need to? So when I'm doing this, do I need to find out like the number that root 3 is the power of 7 is? Or
Yeah. So like, what power is it? If it was 1 power.
So if 3's in a square root, does that mean it's minus 3 to minus a half?
Square root would just be a half.
Alright, so 3 to a half.
Yeah.
And do I need to times that by 7?
Yeah.
So is it 3 to the 3.5?
Yeah. I'll try it as 7 over 2. Because
Okay.
that's how they do it. And how about last one? F.
Okay. So so because it's got like the power of 4 root, does that mean it'll be uh it'll be a quarter times 7?
Mm-hmm.
So that 1.75. Oh no, is it just 7 over 4?
Yeah, 7 over 4. Because they're writing it as like 3 over 2 and all that. So the bottom number tells you the root and top is the power. Any questions about anything there?
No.
Okay. Okay. How about these? So any idea how you do the first one?
So um AV. So okay, so AOB is equals to 5 pi,
Mm-hmm.
and then um, do I need to like do 45 divided by 360? Or
Yeah.
okay, and that's an eighth,
Okay.
and then do I need to use like cosine rule or any of that stuff, or
No. How do you find the area of a sector?
pi r squared?
Yeah. And how much of a circle? That's the area of a circle. How much of a circle is this?
An eighth.
Yeah. So this is 1/8 of pi r squared. Gives you the area.
Yeah.
And what is the area for this one?
So okay, so do I take an eighth? Do I need to take an eighth pi to the other side?
Well, what's on the other side?
All right, so area. 5 pi.
Yeah.
Okay, and then do I need to do 5 pi divided by an eighth pi to get r squared?
Yeah.
And then
I think it's 40.
yeah, and then if you do so square root of 40, it says it's 2 root 10.
Okay. 2/10. And so what they asked for was the arc length.
So that's like the curved bit.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so we know that both radiuses are 2 root 10.
And how do you find the arc length?
Um, I don't know.
How do you find circumference?
2 pi r.
Yes. And in this case, it will be 1/8 of 2 pi r.
Okay.
And what is r?
R is 2 root 10.
Yeah.
And then that is 4.96, 4.9897, sorry.
Okay. Centimeters. Okay. So yeah, they tell you so this time they tell you the area. You have to work in reverse to find out what the radius was, and then use that radius to find the arc length by doing 2 pi r times an eighth times. Any questions about that?
No, no.
Okay. So let's try this next one.
Okay. So I'm guessing I need to find out the third length of the triangle first.
Not necessarily.
Okay.
Asks for area.
Show you. Okay, so the area of the triangle is 32, and then to work out the area of the circle, it's pi r squared.
Yeah. And this isn't a full circle though.
Um,
What fraction of a circle is it?
um, I'm really not sure what I wanted to do.
So it'll be pi r squared. Well, what's r?
Is our 8.
Yeah. And the fraction of a circle. So it's something out of 360.
So it'll be 90 over 360.
Yeah. Okay. So that's a quarter of 64. That's 16. So that's 16 pi. That's 32. And what do you do to get the shaded region?
Wait, sorry, where did you get 16 pi from?
1/4 times pi times 8 squared.
Oh, right, okay. And then equal, so 16 pi. Do I need to do calculate the area of the shaded region? So, do I do 16 pi minus 32?
Yes.
Okay.
So this is the total area, that's the white area, and so it gives you the shaded area. And so let's give your answer in terms of pi. So that's your answer then.
Okay.
Any questions about that?
No.
So I think just noticing that the fraction is 90 out of 360 of a circle. Okay, how about this?
So, okay. Oh, wait, sorry, am I doing number 11 or number 12?
Let's okay, let's try 11 first.
Yeah. Okay, so the volume, so the volume formula of a sphere is, like, I don't have it with me, but I know they give it on the paper.
Yeah.
Is it 4/3 something? I forgot now.
Yeah, so volume of sphere is 4/3 pi r squared. Pi r cubed, sorry. Because it's volume, so it's going to be 3 lengths times each other.
And that's equals to 600.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then, do I need to solve for
Yeah.
Okay, so that's 600 divided by 600 over 4/3 pi, and that's 143.2,
Okay.
and then that's right, 143, yeah, 0.2, and then cube root that,
Yeah.
and it says it's 5.2.
Okay. And then you used to make a cone.
Do I need to sub that in to like the volume of a cone, or
Yeah.
is that like 1/3 pi r squared? Is it? Oh, and height.
Yeah.
Okay. And then do I do so 1/3 times pi times 5.2 squared, and that so okay, so it says that like O(n) times height,
Mm-hmm.
and then so 1/3 pi times 5.2 squared. It says it's 28.3. And is the volume going to be 600 again?
Yeah.
So I don't now just do 600 divided by 28.3.
Yeah.
And then it says that's 21.2.
Well done. Yeah. So you find sub it into your volume of sphere formula, rearrange to get radius, and then write down your volume of cone formula, sub in radius and volume and solve for height. Any questions with that one?
No.
Okay, let's try 12.
Okay, so trying to find the volume of the entire cone and the volume of like the top cone, and then minus them from each other.
Yeah. So how would you do that?
Okay, so the volume of a cone is 1/3 pi r squared height,
Mm-hmm.
and then sorry, r squared height, yeah.
Okay.
And then I need to do so 12. I'll do the big, like the entire one. 1/3 times pi times 6 squared times 12,
Mm-hmm.
which is
So you don't have to work it out. We'll just do the.
okay. and then the small one is a third times pi times 4 squared times 8.
Yeah, and then you'd be fine for the rest of that.
Yeah.
That's the main thing. Okay, how about this?
Okay. So I think I need to do a semicircle first.
Okay.
All the hemispheres, sorry. So is that 4/3 pi r cubed divided by 2?
Mm-hmm. And I'll just do times a half.
Yeah.
Yeah. And what's okay?
And then I just showed them the 3 into that.
Yeah.
And then
So you don't have to work it out. Just what would you do next?
okay. And then so is the height of the cone going to be 11?
Yes.
So a third pi. Yes, a third times pi times 3 squared times 14.
You said you didn't say 14 for the height.
Oh, sorry, and times 11.
Yes. And what would you do with these two?
Add them up.
Yeah, that'll be fine for the rest of that, I think. Is that one alright?
Yeah.
So this one's so difficult, it's not even real. Alright, well, let's try this question 1.
Okay.
Question 1, I'm not sure about what we'll try. Hang on, I'll check it down there.
Okay. So if we were going to think. Okay, so they're both spheres. So do I need to just use the volume again of 4/3 pi r cubed?
Yeah, maybe you'll be okay for this one. I think,
Yeah.
yeah, alright, let's do question 2.
Okay. Okay, let's close around 2. Okay. Okay. So do I? Yeah. So if I find do I need to find the volume of the round tin first?
Yeah.
Okay, uh, so will that be? Is that like a cylinder?
Yeah.
Uh, I'm not sure what the volume of a cylinder is.
It's like a cone, but not 1/3.
Is it 4/3?
No, it's just pi r squared height.
Right.
Squared
Okay.
height.
So 9. Oh, sorry. So pi times 9 squared times 5,
Mm-hmm.
and
So,
yeah, so
all
that's
right.
just by 5. Yeah, and then thanks for asking. This is 10 available. Okay. So that looks like, okay, so on one side of this looks like a trapezium. So should I find the area of the trapezium?
Yeah.
So that's height, and then brackets like a plus b times. Is it just that? Is it just height a plus b?
So it's the height times a plus b times a half.
So and then so that would be a half, and then brackets 8.5 plus 10, and then times 9.
Yeah.
So that would be plus 10, and then times 9. Yeah, that'll be 83.25.
3.25. Okay.
And there's 2 of them.
No, that would be surface area. So we need to say, so you pour this volume in.
Yep.
So you have to say, so how would you, so that's the cross-sectional area you just found. So how would you get the volume then for this?
Um. Um. Would that be like 80? Would that be 83.25 squared or?
No, it would be like, so the way with the tin, you do pi r squared and
Yeah.
then times by the height.
Okay.
So it's the cross-sectional area, which is what we found, times by 16.
Right.
But the thing is, it's what we're pouring in will be less than that. So it'll be like times by some height gives us 405 pi.
Right. So do I need to do 405 pi divided by 83.25?
Yeah. So what do you get for that?
I get 15.3.
15.3 centimeters. So you can see how out of that 16, it didn't fill the whole thing. It got like 15.3.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you just have to say like what height it goes. So instead of doing cross-sectional area times height to get volume, it was cross-sectional area times something gives us 405 pi because we knew the volume. Any questions there?
No, is this like a 6 marker in GCSE?
So it's considered grade 9.
Okay.
So that's That's what these are. Okay, how about this?
Okay, so the 3 looks to be the P.
Mm-hmm. So you may not recognize it. Basically, they're doing completing the square.
I don't know how to do that. It was like you had to, you had that A plus B squared and stuff like
Yeah. It's basically factorize out the 3 first. What do you get?
that. Do you get 3 and X or
So, well, if you factorize out 3 from 3x squared,
would you get X squared?
yeah,
Minus 0.
factorize now 3 from 12x,
Oh, sorry. Minus 4. And then
4x.
oh yeah, okay, yeah, 4X.
And so you then have to put that into a square bracket. So x squared minus 4x is equal to what with a square bracket?
X minus 2.
Yeah.
Oh, X minus 2 and X plus 2.
Well, so x minus 2, so that gives you x squared. It gives you minus 2x, and minus 4x. And what extra thing does it give you?
Plus 4.
And so you have to do minus 4 to make them equal.
Okay.
And so it's always minus the second one squared. Okay, so what goes in these boxes?
So 3. So X minus 2. So it's like, does the 2 go into the squared? Yeah. And then minus 4.
Yeah. Okay. What's next?
So if it's it's in where the 2 was, is it minus 6?
No, that's still 2. And that's because when you expand that bracket, it's just 3 times that. When you expand the square bracket, because of BIDMAS, you can't do anything with it because you have to keep it as squared because you do indices first. So it's just 3 times that. So they did 3 times this first one and then 3 times the second one in the square bracket. So what's going to go down here?
Is it 2 in the square bit?
Yeah. And this one?
13.
Yeah. So that's the process for writing something in completed square form. So factorize A. Factorize out A. Let's see. So you make the square, it's called. That's like the square bracket. Make the square minus, it's called b over 2 squared. So half of the, so this was b. No, it's going to be b over 2a squared, I suppose. So it's this part, this second one, minus that squared, because you'll always get an extra one of those. And then you just simplify.
Okay.
Oh, no. I should say, hang on, expand square bracket. Expand square bracket and then simplify. Simplify. Okay. So let's try. Okay, so let's try this first one.
Okay. Okay, so for A, I need to factorize out A. So would it be 2
Mm-hmm.
and then brackets 6x.
So x squared plus 6x.
Yeah.
And let's leave this 2 at the end.
Yeah. And then WB now.
So you have to make it into a square bracket.
Make into square bracket. So will that be x plus 3?
Yeah. Squared. And what do we do then?
I need to minus something.
Yeah.
Is it minus 3?
Yeah, minus 3 squared.
And plus 2.
Plus 2 is outside of all of that. Yeah.
Okay. And then do I just make minus 3 squared to minus 9?
Yeah.
Okay. So do I need to times x plus 3 squared and minus 3 squared times 2?
Yeah.
So is that 2x plus 6?
Now, because of the squared, the times 2 can only stay outside it. So it's literally just 2 times x plus 3 squared. So because of idmus that squared, you'd have to square it first before you could times it out by 2. So you just leave it like that.
Okay. And then do I need to times the minus 3 squared times 2 then?
Yeah.
And that would be 18.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wait, so because it's minus 3 squared, does that mean it's just 9? Or
Yeah.
so wait, so why do I need to minus it after?
So it's because when you expand the square bracket of x plus 3 squared,
Yeah.
you get x squared plus 6x plus 9. But we originally only had x squared plus 6x. So that's why you have to subtract 9
Okay.
to keep it equal.
So, and then out, do I put a bracket and then do plus? Oh no, do I just do minus 18 plus 2?
Yeah.
And then, so, x plus. Is the only thing left to do is do minus 18 plus 2,
Yeah.
and that would be minus 16. So
Yeah. Squared minus 16. That's it. Any questions there?
no.
Let me see something. Okay. Let's try this one down here, B.
So I can't like do like a quadratic or whatever.
So they want you to, by completing the square.
Okay, so do I need to make? So do I need to here factorize out a?
Yeah.
So that's 3, and then x squared plus is it 6x?
You factorize out 3.
Oh, x squared plus 12. Or
So it would be 6 if you factorize out 2. You factorized out 3.
1.
No. 12 divided by 3.
4.
Yeah. So that's 4x.
Oh. And then, yeah, then I'll close the brackets and then just do minus 3 outside.
Yeah.
Do I need to put the equals to 0 at the end?
Yeah. Yeah.
And then I need to make the square. Um, I'm really not getting this.
X squared plus 4x.
Yep.
What is that as with a square bracket?
Is that x plus 2?
Yeah. And you have to minus something.
Minus 3.
No. When you expand this square bracket,
Yeah.
you'll get x squared, you'll get plus 4x, but you'll also get plus 2 times 2.
Yeah, so is it 4?
Yeah, so it's always minus this squared.
Okay.
So that x squared plus 4x, so I need a double bracket. That's x plus 2 squared minus 4. So it was 3 times that bracket, and so it's 3 times that because those are the same.
Okay.
And now you'd expand your square bracket.
So if I'm expanding it, does that mean that I'm doing like x squared and stuff?
So you're just doing 3 times. So you see how it's 3 times this bracket up here?
Yep.
So it's the same thing here. It's just going to be 3 times that square bracket and then 3 times that.
So doesn't it stay as x plus 2 squared now? I just do minus 12.
Yeah, so that's going to be minus 12. And then this bracket, it's going to be x plus 2 squared.
Yeah.
And you multiply it by 3. And so it's just like times by 3 at the front.
Yeah, and then minus 12 minus 3 equals to 0.
Yeah.
And then, do I need to do here 3x plus 2 squared and then minus 15 equals to 0?
Yeah. And then how would you solve that? Do I now expand the square bracket and simplify it? So what you'd do is you'd bring the minus 15 to the other side.
Okay.
So you bring that over to the other side, it becomes plus 15.
Yeah.
Any idea what you do next?
Well, I do 15 divided by 3.
Yeah.
So it equals to 5.
Yeah. So you're trying to get x equals.
Well, square root 5.
Yeah.
So I'll just do square root of 5 minus 2.
Yes. So x equals, let's say, minus 2 plus the square root of 5. And don't forget it's plus or minus because it was squared.
Yep.
And if we just quickly take a look. So this previous one, what if this one had been equal to 0?
We would make it equals to 16.
Yeah. And then?
We would divide by 2.
Yeah.
And then square root and then minus 3.
Yes. And so what answer would you get for it?
You get
As an exact answer. So when you square root both sides, what do you get?
2 root 2.
Okay.
And then, do I just do plus minus 3 to get x?
Yeah, so what's the exact answer? So you know the way you minus 3 from both sides?
Yeah, so it says it's. I think I typed in wrong because on the calculator it's giving me just a really weird number.
So calculator will give you an approximate answer, but if they want an exact,
Minus 0.2.
no, that's approximate. So it's minus 3. What I'm getting at is that don't forget the plus or minus 2 root 2.
Yeah. Oh, then I need to do the plus as well.
And so yeah, so it's like plus or minus 2 root 2 minus 3.
Oh, so okay, fine. So minus 3.
And I just write them. I always write the normal number first, just because you might think you have to do. Sometimes you confuse it and put it in the square root. Yeah, how was that for you, Andrey?
I found that quite tricky.
Yeah, not easy. There's just like a mixture of the hardest questions, but it's a good mixture of different topics. So maybe next time I'll resume the kind of 4 markers that we were doing. It's just because I didn't have them ready and I didn't want to waste a lot of time getting them ready and stuff. Any questions for me in general?
I don't think so.
All right. Well done, Andrey. You did great, and I look forward to talking again next week.